Occasionally, I will remember the many warm summer nights filled with richest blues and magentas that engulfed me in a beautiful, pure obsidian black. When I always laid sprawled out in my yard feeling the silky grass and allowing the delicate breeze to touch my skin that always welcomed me while I was left staring at the calm, bright astral diamonds that were sprinkled on the night sky. I'd always favor how unique each orb of light simulated enchantingly and pulsed elegantly, regardless of how other stars would perform. If you look closely, each celestial body tells a remarkable story, whether it is long or if it's short. And on those countless hushed nights, I would think of myself as a star as well, because I too have a story and a universal personality, like the millions of other burning orbs that inhabit the universe. My story begins as a young adolescent child that quickly learned to intently observe the world bordering me and always enjoying the pleasures of going out with close relatives and keeping an energetic, positive personality, and overall feeling my environment and making something creative and beautiful out of it. But there were people lurking around each unchecked corner, unhappy with my diverting, good-natured behavior, and always aiming to control my personality and what place I should serve in the real world, which eventually introduced me to the notorious comment, "If you function normally, you would be improving yourself in the world," which rose one question: when changing myself, be better for others and benefit the world. So, just to experiment, I started doing as I was told by others, and I preferred keeping to myself when around my friends and family, and persisted in restricting myself from social situations due to always feeling ashamed for acting differently and always focusing on perfection. Soon, I attempted to prevent my flaws from seeping through the walls I built up in an effort of protecting myself from others' judgment. And I gained a fear of being pushed away from others due to feeling as if I was too strange. And once the minutes of this external torture became hours, then they became days, and the days soon became years. I began to struggle, even getting out of my eternal slumber, or completing simple daily tasks, and everything started blurring together, like all the paints on a palette, morphing together in an exquisite painting. Time and the universe itself meant nothing to me, and it was as if the sky lost a star. I lost myself, and I missed out on many opportunities due to seeing my imperfections as only a lost cause, or weird and uncomforting. And I followed others' directions to the wrong path in what is called life. Amazing people had abandoned my side. My education had slipped over my head. I had distanced myself completely from my family, and I deserted every single mirror occupying my room and could no longer recognize who I was or where my place was in the world. I had to not only see my entire life gradually break into fragments firsthand, but I also had to accept and realize that I let everything go in order to reach a goal that would never provide happiness for me. That's when I knew changes had to be made in my life before rocks residing at the bottom of my hole caved in. And so I began to start broadening my horizons, and I took initiative to tend to my unkept and wilted garden. And I dug myself out of the ground when below rock bottom, and I allowed to myself to be happy and empowered my personality. I established new goals and prioritized my mental health, and I began to search for my beautiful place in this world by making new, supportive, and accepting companions. And after learning to put beneficial boundaries down, and I accepted minor details that would assist me when riding the cold, harsh waves that would occasionally uproar in my face, and it aimed to drown me. And that's when my peers regained their fun comedian, when my friends regained their creative friend with a beautiful outlook on the world. That's when my teachers regained their knowledgeable student, and when my relatives regained their loving family member. When the stars embedded in the ink-black sky regained a lost star that finally found their way back in the world and the universe itself. So, the next time you look up at our star-filled sky and our galaxy's tumbled art, make sure you take in each star's history carefully. and maybe consider experiencing yours fully too, because I guarantee you each star's story is special and worthwhile.